Yeah, not only are there more varied casting costs in Modern versus Legacy to make Chalice worse, but the lack of soul lands also makes it pretty bad. This hand seems pretty mediocre, right? I feel like I just mulligan any close hand that doesn't have a Hardened Scales in it. This hand's got Hardened Scales. Let's go. Needs another land, but ding, ding. Bum 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 bum. Ding 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 ding. Do I play Steel Overseer on 2? I probably play Steel Overseer on 2, right? Against basic planes? I think I play Steel Overseer on 2. Then, like, next turn we just go, like, boop, boop, boop. The last time we played this deck, it was very good every time we had the card our deck was named after, and it was kind of mediocre when we didn't. I deserve this, right? This is I deserve this. This is something I deserve. I deserve what is currently occurring on the screen. And they're probably a Wrath of God deck. So if they have Wrath on, oh, they're just an Eldrazi deck. Oh. Oh, and they're an Eldrazi deck that doesn't have Path to Exile in it. Oh. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I mean, this seems pretty okay for us. You taking a Steel Overseer or my Hardened Scales? Gotta be the Hardened Scales, right? That's true. They've registered basic planes. They could just have both. Never put it past someone registering basic planes to make questionable decisions. Go. Yeah, Dismember instead of Path would make sense. Modern staple basic planes. Yeah, I'm hoping the Inkmoth Nexus can just bury them. That would be nice. Oh no, not Thalia. How can we ever possibly defeat this big, powerful 2-1? Oh no, not Leonin Arbiter. How can we ever possibly beat these powerful, powerful Magic the Gathering cards? Oh wait. Oh wait. What if I did this? And then I activated this. God. Whew. Squeaking by this, squeaking by this Chalice of the Void here. It's possible I should have just traded a counter from this for 6 points of damage. Probably should have done that. Whatever. Let's go. Let's go! Yeah, nice Chalice of the Void. It's a good Magic card. Alright, what do I want to do here? I feel like Dromoka's command against the Oblivion Ring deck is probably pretty good, right? I feel like these Welding Jars probably, yeah, they probably don't have much of a text box, right? So I can side them out. Seems fine. So this hand's kind of absurd with the second land, huh? I'm a big fan of biscuits, chat. Big fan of biscuits. Yeah. Just, yeah. Buddy, I did not put in the Nature's Claim. Believe it or not, Nature's Claim is not good against, Chalice of the Void on 1. Leaves a touch to be desired. Look at that, we can even beat Stony Silence now. Sure. Sure. You have 2 4. So it's like, I'm not sure if this is Wasteland or not right now. Yep, we're gonna go land, Voltaic Servant, Dromoka's Command, put a counter, fight, and then activate, untap, activate. Python is my preferred programming language. Put a counter, you fight you. Boop. Boop. How are we feeling, chat? This deck is so absurd with Steel Overseer. This deck's probably pretty bad when you don't draw Steel Overseer, but let me tell you about drawing Steel Overseer. They had named Steel Overseer, that's why we used our command aggressively. You can talk again, Ninja Turtle. I just prefer not to discuss that YouTuber in chat. Please and thank you. Isabase, thank you for the 3-month resubscription at the tier 2 level. I appreciate that. Be sure to drop me a message in private and let me know which deck that's currently in the donation queue you'd like to bump this month with that. This deck's okay. Like I said, like, a lot of the time these decks that, like, are relying on one single key card, are pretty lackluster when you don't find that key card. Is Ad Nauseam Unlife any good? I think it's fine. I don't know about amazing, but fine is definitely how I would describe. This gives lifelink too, right? Yeah, it does. Is it better or worse than the average 3-2? I think it's on the better side, but it's definitely got some matchup variants. Infect has been reintroduced back into the format recently, and Infect's definitely one of the harder matchups for Unlife. I think trying to argue about who created a specific archetype is kind of silly. A lot of people seem to ignore the fact that it's very possible for multiple people to come to similar conclusions in similar timelines. Ratchet Bomb. That's actually pretty good, huh? Even, like, people try to take credit for, like, inventing humans. Is putting all of the cards that are playable humans in Modern into the same deck really that big of a deal? Like, come on, come on. We're gonna go +1/+1 counter and fight because they have an extra Oblivion Ring here to sacrifice, so making them sacrifice an enchantment won't do anything. We'll see if they want to crew the Smuggler's Copter in response here or not. So do I want to get aggressive here? I feel like I do. I'm going to smash with both my things. I think because they have these Ghost Quarters anyways, I'm going to animate this and sack it to my Arcbound Ravager here. So I'm just going to gain a bunch here and kill their Smuggler's Copter. This will be a 7/7. This is still 2 turns off of killing my 2 drops, and hopefully I find a 1-mana creature, 1-mana artifact before that happens. A 1 or 0 mana artifact. And by 0, I mean 1, because we don't have any 1-mana artifacts, or 0-mana artifacts. I guess we do. I guess Hangarback Walker and Walking Ballista are technically 0-mana artifacts. So I can attack for 8-10 this next turn, and then they're going to untap and kill my stuff. I did board out Jars, because I didn't think they'd have too many things that actually destroyed anything. I'm going to sack Ravager to itself here to put these counters onto Voltaic Servant. I actually don't think they run Path, because they play Chalice of the Void. Elves went 3 and 2. Actually in kind of a medium spot here. So we'll smack them for 8 here down to 5. Then they're going to get to blow this up to kill the Voltaic Servant next turn. And then we have this Ravager versus the top of their deck. No, I don't want a Ravager because this is going up to 2, so the Ravager would just die. Oh, what happened to our board? We did have another Ravager in play, correct? So, the reason I'm not playing this is because of this Ratchet Bomb. Doing alright, Kaio. Had some interesting decks to play today, for sure. They play, like, Thought-Knot Seer here. Even Smasher's not, like, that big of a deal, because we're at 38. Yeah, so long as we didn't get TKS that turn, I think we're going to be a little bit ahead. Darksteel Citadel is actually the perfect land to draw 2, because it can sacrifice the Ravager. Smasher's got a lot of work to do. Drawing an Arcbound Worker or another Ravager here would be great, because it would let us push this Arcbound Ravager up to a pretty lethal amount. They draw another threat to block here with. Yeah, Ballista is pretty absurd. What have we played today? We played this, we played Scred Swans, we played Elves, and we played a Necrotic Ooze deck. A lot of good range today. This the TKS. Any artifact means we can force them to chump block with the TKS. Well, that's very likely an artifact. And the fact that there's a Gavony Township in this deck, that seems so greedy. I'm just going to take this Arcbound Worker, because I want to force them to chump block this turn. Because if I force them to chump block, they're going to have to let us draw a card, because we get to draw a card. And I'm going to actually leave the Basilisk Collar rather than my Mox Opal or my land, because I would like to continue getting life here, making it impossible for them to race. So I'm going to throw away my Opal and my Citadel here. Okie doke. I don't think there's any reason to be overly aggressive here. We're pretty firmly in the driver's seat. Just gonna attack. I'm gonna make them jump. They're very dead, right? I mean, I could force lethal there, but they had a card in their hand, so there's no reason not to play around something. So we want to start with the Hardened Scales deck. I'd just like to welcome everybody today. My name's Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the folks that support me directly. They're the ones that keep me here day in and day out. I would not be able to stream nearly as much as I do without their wonderful support. Past that, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. I'd love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. Honey would love to save you some money. Honey is a free browser add-on that when you install it using link bit.ly/HoogleHoney, you'll be supporting my content here at no cost to yourself. What Honey does is quite interesting. When you're shopping online, it looks at stuff that's in your shopping cart and then searches the internet automatically for coupon codes to save you money on the things that you're buying anyways. If Honey can't save you any money, it leaves you completely alone, so it's completely unobtrusive. Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Lisa provides foam mattresses. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 6 weeks now, and I don't think we'd ever go back to a traditional pillow top. You can check out links bit.ly/HoogleBedUS and bit.ly/HoogleBedCA to save $160 or more on your new mattress with Lisa. And of course, we'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. Thanks for stopping by today, folks. There's a lot of different Twitch streams you could be watching, different things you could be doing in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your Wednesday here with us. I'm here streaming Magic 5 days a week. I start at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time on Mondays and Fridays. I start at 11 a.m. on Tuesday through Thursday, so here every weekday. Go till about 5 p.m. Cornfield time or so. Usually we play 4 or 5 leagues. We focus primarily on Modern. This wonderful deck, like many of the decks we play here on stream, is a viewer-submitted deck list. If you're interested in finding out how I could possibly play your deck on stream, be sure to check out bit.ly/HoogleSellout. We're 1-0 in this league, head on into the second match here. This hand doesn't have Hardened Scales in it. It's a little bit mana heavy, but I think Steel Overseer is the second best card in this deck after Hardened Scales, so I'm kind of hard-pressed to mulligan an opening hand that has 2 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this. Swans ended up a little bit sad 2 and 3, I believe. if I recall correctly. We died to Tron and we died to Grixis Shadow. This hand is good against Ponza. We've got indestructible lands. Come at me, bro. I could see the white splash for Canonist and Dromoka's command potentially not being worth it. I definitely like the iteration of this archetype that top 16 one of the Grand Prix was just on the straight mono green, right? I think the deck with 8 basic islands in it probably doesn't want to play Chain Whirler. But maybe that's me going out on a limb. Hardened Scales isn't a bad pickup. We get to play Steel Boy here. Next turn, go land Hardened Scales. Rattle Chains. Okay, Hollow Fountain Plains makes my head immediately go to blue-white control, but Rattle Chains means we're playing against Spirits, which this hand's probably pretty good against Spirits. We get to be pretty linear with it. I definitely think, regardless of if you have a splash or not, you probably want to be playing some copies of Horizon Canopy in this deck. I think that card's pretty good. So I'm going to lead on this Hangarback Walker, I think, as bait for Spellcaller. Switching to my laptop where chatting is awful. I need to rest a bit in the bed. Consider my energy channel for the rest of the stream. Thank you, Malvo. I appreciate it. Welcome. Opponent played masterfully around our sequencing. Sad. I definitely think I want to use my mana this turn, though. Because, like, next turn I have a 4th land and I have 2 2-mana spells. So, like, not playing the Hardened Scales here I think is pretty bad. Worth noting that we have Throne of Geth here, which is going to let us sacrifice the Hangarback Walker, which is nice. Yeah, Walking Ballista should be very good if we draw it. But, obviously, we need to draw it. It's not necessarily a ghost. They just like all their stuff is in the air, so just like, if I don't have a way to crack the Hangarback Walker isn't that scary for them. They have a Lord here. Yep. Taking 6 down to 12. So, I think I'm just going to do this. We didn't Scales first because I was hoping that my opponent would Spell Queller my Hangarback Walker because the Scales is more important to resolve than the Hangarback Walker. I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn here. I'm probably cracking the Hangarback Walker to the Throne of Geth. Oh, I should have attacked. Yeah, I missed 3 points of damage. 10 out of 10 missed damage. No, they're offering me the Lord. I'm definitely taking the Lord. So, like, on this block here, especially with the other Hangarback Walker, like, if I didn't have this other Hangarback Walker in my hand, I might try and get cheeky here. But the fact that I have another Hangarback Walker in my hand, I think makes this pretty good. The question here is, do I think I can afford to play around a Supreme Phantom or a Path to Exile? I don't know the answer to that. I feel like I'm just supposed to triple block here. I think I'm supposed to triple block here. That's pretty unfortunate. I could have made two Thopters, but the way their board is, I think that's about the same. So I get to do this. mean, I get to proliferate a Hangarback Walker this turn, too. So... what do I want to do here? Yeah, so I can like activate this Overseer and then sack this here, make 3, and then I'll have 3 2/2s and a 3/3. I think I like that. Oh, respond to the proliferate by putting counters on them. Yep, that's super correct. Yep. Good line, good line, good line. That was the technology. Definitely wasn't thinking about that. All right, do we have control of the skies yet? Yeah, could you imagine if we had Hardened Scales in play right now? Can you imagine? Could you imagine if we had Hardened Scales in play right now? All right. Do you believe in the Coco? Do you believe in the Coco, chat? Let's find out how good the Coco is here. Am I going to be quelled? Are you going to quell me? Bad company. Doo, 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 doo. All about them bad companies. I can't imagine because I don't have a spare pair of pants. Wow, what was in that company that they tanked on that? Just like had the stones, just like got the Selfless Spirit and the Spell Queller. It's a absurd company. Smoke if you got him, chat. Smoke if you got him. I definitely want to just double shoot this. So I'm going to proliferate here first. So that way, if they sack the Selfless Spirit to protect it, I just get to shoot it again in response. This deck is the reason my wife noticed how expensive Mox Opals are. No, if they sacked in response to the proliferate, my Walking Ballista had 2 counters on it, and then I just remove the counter and kill it anyways. It already had 1 damage marked on it. They need, like, double Drogskull out of this company, right? And even if they hit double Drogskull, we might just kill them in the air. That's true. If they had Reflector Mage, they might have been okay. If they had Reflector Mage. I'm just bringing the removal in, right? And they probably don't have ways to destroy my stuff, really, so I'm going to cut the Welding Jars. How do I feel about that? I don't think I really want any of these other cards. Yeah, Dromoka's command seems really great against all these Stony Silence decks. Seems really, really powerful. The one of Evolutionary Leap in this deck is kind of sweet technology as well. I like the random extra things that let us sacrifice in addition to Arcbound Ravager. Yeah, maybe the Basilisk Collar is better than, like, this Karn. We can't really protect Karn in the air that often. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna bring in the Collar and trim the Karn. The record is currently incorrect. We're 1-0 in this league, and we're up a game in this third match. The part of the reason why Dromoka's command is so bad in Modern is there's so much efficient removal, and having your removal spell depend on not only you having a creature, but also on your opponent not having efficient removal is kind of a lot to ask. I think I'm going to keep this. Steel Overseer plus Walking Ballista makes this a pretty easy sneep, I think. Not a sneep, but a keep for sure. Voltaic Servant allows you to activate Steel Overseer multiple times. And Steel Overseer and Throne of Geth are like your two best types of payoff cards in this archetype. So being able to activate your best cards multiple times in a turn is really powerful. The Gavony Township in this mana base seems absurdly greedy, by the way. I guess if they have nothing, we'll try and draw some lands. Twin to Win with the 2-month resubscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate it. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine. We are not 0% to win this game, but we're pretty low. And I play Magic to have fun on this channel, so I'm not just going to sit here and be miserable while we die. I actually can't play Ballista because Darksteel Citadel doesn't make mana while... what's it called is in play? Darksteel Citadel does not make mana while Stony Silence is in play. It's an activated ability. Think I want Nature's Claim? Yeah, I could see that. I'll bring in one. I have the Dromoka's commands too. I don't really know what else I want to cut. I think just like hoping they don't have their card is probably reasonable. Maybe the Basilisk Collar too. I'm not going to bring in all three. I think bringing in all three is overkill. I guess Claim's kind of okay in this deck too, because we can use it to kill our own stuff to gain health in a pinch. So maybe it's okay to bring in all three. I don't know. I could see that going either way. They're a collected company deck, so I'd be kind of surprised if they had more than, say, I don't know, 2 to 3 copies of Stony Silence on the board. Trimming a Servant could be okay. It's a card that's only good when we have our other good cards. So that being very reasonable. Oh, Voltaic Servant also synergizes with Hangarback Walker, right? If you have extra mana. Yeah, I could definitely see. I think I should have brought in the third. I think I should have brought in the third copy of Nature's Claim, since it can be a tempo card for us. Yeah, there's a good chance they have Kataki as well. That is very true. We really want to draw another land here. It's kind of a land. It's not exactly what I was looking for. I wanted to draw another land so that way if they have Kataki on 2, I can pay for the Steel Overseer and still play Walking Ballista. If they have Kataki, we might end up being in a little bit of trouble this game. If they don't have Kataki, this Walking Ballista is about to come down and mess their day up. Which of these cards do I want spell colored, chat? I think it's this Voltaic Servant. Maybe I shouldn't have played this. Untap here. What are they casting? They just have like a naked Spellcaller and just like didn't want my Voltaic Servant? What costs 3 and has Flash? Yeah, just naked Queller. Weird. I guess they wanted to play around like land into this doing something. Yeah, this deck's explosive starts are generally based around Hardened Scales rather than fast mana. I mean, them waiting is consistent with what they did last time. Last time they waited to try and catch Scales because of the way I sequenced. So they messed up there a little bit with their sequencing. Can I just kill their entire board almost? I can, right? Yeah, I think I just play this for 2. And then I double Overseer and I kill... I'm gonna kill their Noble Hierarch and their Drogskull Captain here. The Clan Callers were okay. You'll be able to find the wrap-up on YouTube later as always. It'll be live after we finish this league. Feels like we're pretty firmly in the driver's seat here. Hopefully we keep playing against these creature decks. We definitely seem to be dunking on them. Why didn't I attack with Voltaic Servant? It didn't matter. Should have attacked. We didn't know. We didn't need to attack, chat. Chat. We were asserting dominance, chat. Do you not understand how to assert dominance in a position like we were in here? There was no need to attack. You're far more commanding when your opponent chooses to concede rather than when their life total is in threat. Yeah, display of dominance. Yep. Just let them know who's boss. We know what's up, they know what's up, and none of it is about their current health total. It is all about this Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista and my opponent go way back into a deep, dark, seedy past. I am currently standing. I split my time streaming about 50% sitting and 50% standing. Sitting 6 to 8 hours a day is bad for you, especially straight in a row. Standing also lets me bounce and move around a little bit. Spend some energy, keep my energy high. What's going on, Bannock? We are currently 2-0 in this league. Big old 2-0. And we actually have been winning without drawing Hardened Scales. Hardened Scales puts this deck into overdrive, but Steel Overseer is really kind of the glue that keeps all of this together, huh? Steel Overseer feels like the real MVP. Am I trying to get away from sitting entirely or just keep it balanced? I just like to stay comfortable. When my legs get tired, I sit down. When my back gets tired, when my back gets uncomfortable, I stand up. Usually it's about 2-hour intervals. Yeah, there's a very greedy Gavony Township in this deck. Absurdly greedy. Burn? Some kind of brew, maybe? Inspiring Vantage statistically is burn. No blocks. The fact that our mana base does very minimal damage to ourselves is a big leg up here. I have so many twos. What is the proper two? You think it's just Arcbound Ravager here? Like, Hangarback, there's no guarantee that I'm going to play it next turn. Like, or activate it next turn. Like, my next turn is very likely Ancient Stirrings plus an additional 2-drop. So, like, exposing my Hangarback Walker to, like, Searing Blaze for no value seems really medium. So I think I'd rather play the Arcbound Ravager than play this out when I don't even have a guaranteed third land. Like, basically, the risk to reward feels bad for playing Hangarback Walker out. The upside is I could activate the Hangarback Walker, but I'm not even guaranteed to be able to do that next turn because I don't have a third land. Whereas, like, the downside if I play it out is my opponent could Searing Blaze or kill it and then I only get one Thop Draw out of the deal, which ideally I think I'd like more than one. I think Township is greedy because we have 2 copies of Dromoka's command in our sideboard. And we already have a bunch of colorless lands in the deck. I think if you're not trying to play any green or white cards, the Gavony Township's probably fine, but, like, I think the way this deck is configured, the Gavony Township is greedy. Because, like, you need the Inkmoths and the Darksteel Citadels to kill people. We did not play against Burn with Swans today. We beat Jeskai Control twice, though. Welding Jar is pretty good. Sign me up for that one. Yes, Searing Blaze targets both the creature and the player. I think we'll play Hangboy here. And I'm going to attack with this Arcbound Ravager. The reason why this archetype doesn't play Snake is because it gains more from playing creature lands at Darksteel Citadel on average than it gets from playing the Snake, I think is the logic. So we'll chump a Swift Spear here. Sack the Arcbound Worker. There's a non-zero chance they die to this Inkmoth next turn, right? I haven't done the math yet. We'll wait till our next turn when we get there. But it might be dead. Non-zero chance they could die here. So I'm gonna block. Sacrifice this. We have 8 infect. Sounds like a number that's real. So if we draw Darksteel Citadel, they'd be dead. Thanks, Berts. Alright, the Suspended Rift Bolts. We have the green light to do whatever we want. So if I make this bigger, this gives me 6 counters. 6, 8, 9, they're dead, right? This is... No, this isn't 6, I'm dumb. This is 4. This is 4, because it's 1 and then turns into 3. I counted it twice. It doesn't double. So it's 1 plus 3. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, so I can deal 8 like they said. Can we kill them with Walking Ballista? I can... This is 4, 5, 6, which makes this 8. So I can put them to 10. We're 1 short, right? Yeah, we're short. So this is, if I activate this... This is 4 counters. Just gonna do what we do here and start timing people out who are telling me they're dead without telling me they're how. I'm gonna count through all of the different scenarios for people that are trying to understand what's going on here. So this with a mana is worth 4 +1/+1 counters because we activate it to 3 and then we sack it. And then we sack. So this is 4 counters. So I would make this a 6/6. And this would be a 7th counter. So I could put 8 counters. So I could put 7 counters onto this. Sacrificing the Inkmoth doesn't do anything because I need 2 mana to play this card out. And I need a mana to activate this. And I need a mana to activate this. I'm already counting sacrificing the Walker tokens, chat. This card is worth 4 counters with sacrificing the tokens. It's 1 counter from sacrificing it, and then 1, 2, 3 from the tokens. So that's 4 counters, making this 6. And then this could be a 7th counter. So this would be a 7/7. So I could put them to 11, and then I could play this as a 1/1, and then put 7 counters on it and deal 8 to them. Yeah, Hangarback Walker does not have modular. I'm pretty sure the max infect is currently... The max infect is currently 8, actually, right? This is 4, 5, 6, 7, and then an 8th one. I'm just going through and counting everything to make sure I'm not missing everything. And I'm really glad we timed out all of the people who were obnoxious. good chance we're dead. Good chance we're not getting another turn. I'm going to go ahead and play this Walking Ballista and pass here. Nah, the Swift Spears really don't matter. Oh, I probably should have played the other Arcbound Ravager, right? Yeah, I probably should have played the other Arcbound Ravager instead of the Walking Ballista. They have a Suspended Riftbolt over here, so they only have to deal 4 to us to kill us here. So either 2 1-mana spells or land 1-mana 2-mana spell. And they missed a land drop, I believe, too, right? This is their turn 4. Yeah, this is their turn 4, so their hand is 3 spells currently. So good chance that we're not going to get another turn. I'm glad. I think going through and counting all of those out to double check and be sure every situation, like that's the complicated part of this deck, right? The complicated part is the going through and figuring out what's lethal and what's not in all these different situations. And when you have the Inkmoth Nexus in play too, it adds another thing to go ahead and count through. Yeah, I think we probably board in claims in this matchup. This attack implies that we're not dead. This attack implies that we're not dead. They could have 4 2-mana spells in their hand, or 3 2-mana spells and a 1-mana spell. Memorializing the day Hoaglandia burned by giving you Amazon money. Thank you for the 3-month resubscription, Law. I appreciate it. Welcome back. So that's the absolute best land we could have drawn. Now they should be very dead, right? You know what the tricky part here is, though? The tricky part is that regenerating my Inkmoth pulls it out of combat. But I can do that with the second Ravager, right? I want to put the Inkmoth up to 4 counters with the first. No, that doesn't work. Does that work? Yeah, if they don't have a Lightning Bolt or a Lightning Helix, they are dead here. But if they have either of those things, they are not dead. Yeah, I think I'm inclined to say that we need to just jam 2. Remember, the important thing that gives context to what I'm talking about here is that regenerating a card removes it from combat. So if I put 3 counters onto it, then I can put another 3 counters onto it and kill them. So that does actually let us beat a bolt, right? So I'm going to fire this up. I'm going to sacrifice this. I'm going to sacrifice the Welding Jar. I'm going to sacrifice this Arcbound Ravager to my other Arcbound Ravager and modular onto my Inkmoth Nexus. Now if they go to kill... Hey, Lawford, thanks for checking out Honey, I appreciate it. Now if they go to kill my Inkmoth Nexus here in response, I sack the Hangarback Walker and my Walking Ballista down. We are dead to double bolt. That is true. Yeah, double bolt, they would have killed us. So now I sack this. Oh, we're actually going to be 1 counter short now, right? Are we 1 counter short? So this is putting 3 counters on, right? So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have exactly lethal. We have exactly 9 counters, yep. All right, 1 and 0 confirmed to be different numbers. This was a clutch game. Had to get a small amount lucky there. If they had waited for you to sack the Walker and then pointed the blades at the other Ravager, no, that's not true, Heroic, because I would have just powered up. I would have just powered it up by sacrificing through. It would have been fine, right? I think it would have been fine. Or are you saying in response, oh, wait for me to sack the Hangarback Walker? Yeah, I think you're right, actually. I should have started by sacking the Hangarback Walker. So they punted, but I punted to begin with. I definitely could have played around something that I didn't. So they actually had the tools to beat us there because I sequenced poorly, but they didn't see it either, which is nice. So let's cut these because they're slow. I definitely want these. It's possible I want these, but it's also possible that these are too slow. How do you feel about Voltaic Servant? What do we think? What do you think on that one? What am I cutting here? I need to cut 6 cards, chat. Possibly 4 if I don't want the Dromoka's commands. We are 2-0 in this league, and we are up a game in the 3rd match. Yeah, Servant block's okay. Oh, cutting Throne seems fine. Yeah, I like that. That's definitely the worst of these two, I think. I could cut these as well, to be fair. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? Ballista kills them. Ballista just, like, shoots for lethal, which is nice. I think Infect's a great deck. Again, formats that don't have a bunch of Jeskai control. I guess Claim's pretty good. I guess the Collar's pretty slow. Yeah, let's not do that. It's pretty slow. Alright, let's do this. Now, I think having a critical mass of 1-mana things is pretty important. Yeah, Claim's pretty flexible. Oh, Claim's really good with Darksteel Citadel. We can just use Claim as a super healing salve. Nature's, I forgot the Nature's Claim Darksteel Citadel shenanigans. That's just absurd. You want to talk about some good starts here, chat? Gather around and listen. Listen to the nut draw. Do you hear the nut draw brewing in the distance? Do you hear the nut draw brewing in the distance? This is almost certainly turn 3 Inkmoth kill, right? Almost assuredly a turn 3 Inkmoth kill. Just came home from a sad tournament of Magic with our favorite clunky toolbox deck. Sounds accurate, Wusha. Storm count is 4. Go. You Your move, Yugi boy. This is all I got. If they have, like, land second bolt here, I feel bad using my jar, but I think it's pretty important. Have you ever actually played Yu-Gi-Oh? Nope, but I was a child in the 90s, so I watched it on television. If I played Nexus, Mox Opal would not have had Metalcraft, so I couldn't have played Hardened Scales until after the Arcbound Worker, so I valued getting the extra counter on. Do I want to load up Inkmoth Nexus now? I kind of feel like I don't. Why would I pop Worker now? I'm pretty sure I just pass. Yeah, like Revelry, Path to Exile, Deflecting Palm, like all of these things are so bad for us. So let's just like not have them happen. I'd prefer to play around all of the things. I would expect the opponent to bring in Path against us, but maybe that's unreasonable. That's not how Hardened Scales Hangarback Walker works, right? If one or more, put that many plus one. So 0 is not one or more. That's... If one or more counters would be put onto a card, put that many plus one. Yeah, it has to involve Metallic Mimic. Yeah, okay, good. Glad I'm not dumb. Zero is not one or more than... Yeah. That was really weird. I wasn't sure how the card worked, but then I read the card, and I knew how the card worked. That's so strange. This game's kind of neat. It lets me exercise my ability to read and feel smart for having done it. What a strange and amazing concept. Magic basically always works that way. There are very, very few instances of cards that have been designed in the last decade where you can't read them to explain it. If only there was some easy and convenient way for me to have made you able to read Magic the Gathering cards from the chat when they are too small on my screen. If only someone invented something, maybe we could call it a bot. If someone had invented a bot to make it easy and convenient for you to read the cards and know their exact text instead of guessing. Hopefully someone will do that someday. That would be sweet. I'm not dead yet. You will be soon. Could I have killed them if I went all in? I probably could have killed them. I don't think I'm supposed to, though. That seems like needlessly aggressive. That's why I'm aware of the audience I'm talking to. That's why I quantified in the last decade. It's why when I say 2 + 2 = 4, I specify in a base 10 system. Because I understand the pimpy specific audience that I am currently talking to, chat. No, knowing your audience is important. Alright, easy 3-0. Pretty easy 3-0. The Spirits matchup was a little bit close, but that was because they had some key spell quellers. I feel like we're cutting through here. Feels good to finish the day strong. Thanks everyone for hanging out. This is going to be my last league of the day. I've got 2 more matches here. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Cornfield time. I'll be back again on Friday as well at 9 a.m. Cornfield time. This weekend, there's a Grand Prix, right? The Grand Prix is standard, though, isn't it? Does anybody know what format the Grand Prix is? Not sure. It's limited. Oh, vomit. All right, I'll probably stream this weekend, then. Feel like there's a good chunk of my audience that will watch me play Constructed rather than watch a limited Grand Prix. I don't stream against modern Grand Prix, but limited, standard, those are probably fine for me to stream against. So we quit the league now because this is modern and we have our 3 out of 5 wins. Yeah, you understand. I'm just gonna let the other people see us lose too, so they understand. Voltaic Servant allows you to get additional activations of Steel Overseer and Throne of Geth. It's been okay. And like, Voltaic Servant basically is an additional copy of Hardened Scales with specifically Steel Overseer. Is this the first time? This is the second time in this league we played Hardened Scales on one? I'd rather watch the day spending you prove. Today we're going to be doing proofs. The final thing we're looking to prove is that Stoneforge Mystic is too good for modern. How much will it cost to convince you to play a draft on Magic Arena? I'd probably do that for my normal $100 price tag. Would I? No, I don't even know if that's true. I don't know if Arena works on Linux. It probably doesn't. And if Arena doesn't work on Linux, that means I have to, like, boot into Windows. And I hate Windows. It's so annoying. It does not let me use my computer how I enjoy using it. Your move, Yugi boy. This is all I got. Storm is 4. Man, they have turn 2 Thought-Knots here? That's so incredibly unfair. I also just, like, really don't like playing limited. I completely forgot tracks. I actually had it open in my browser and I refreshed and its price went up, obviously. I'm gonna attack here. Our opponent is such a disgrace to their username. Their username is Snapcaster Mage, and they're playing Thought-Knot Seer in Modern. Yeah, they're dead to Inkmoth Nexus next turn, assuming they don't have Ghost Quarter or Dismember or something. Another benchmark in the construction of Hoaglandia. Thank you for the 6-month free subscription. Pick up your training sword and prepare for the knighthood. I appreciate the continued support. Oh no, not Chalice of the Void. How can I ever possibly win the game now? Oh no. Am I supposed to play around Dismember here? I feel like I have the tools to beat a Dismember. I feel like I'm in the position to not lose to Dismember. So I'm just going to attack like this. No, I ended up selling them, Jasu. I have no idea what they're doing. Denaria, thanks for checking out Honey. I appreciate the support. It could be that I'm being too conservative here, just giving them too many chances to draw more outs. Alright, well now I'm going to try and kill them with this Ravager. Alright, good. Nice Chalice of the Void. Good stuff. Alright, so I think I just trimmed the Arcbound Workers here to play around Chalice of the Void. I just want to like trim 1-mana spells. I'm going to bring the Path to Exile in because I think it's okay. This is probably a Damping Sphere matchup, right? Probably a Basilisk Collar matchup. Do I want these? I kind of like all these cards that are in my deck right now. Is Dromoka's command good enough? I guess this is probably pretty okay. Actually, does Welding Jar really accomplish anything? I guess they have Ratchet Bomb. I'm gonna cut these. I'm gonna do this. This might be a touch too much interaction on our part, though. This might be a smidge too much interaction. I feel like a lot of the matches where Ensnaring Bridge would be good for this deck are probably already pretty okay matches for it. I'm going to play this on 1 in case my opponent has turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer again. This hand was pretty bad against Chalice. You're not wrong. I don't think I'm supposed to play Damping Sphere there. Remember, Damping Sphere is symmetrical? Yeah, Needles on Ravager. Well, they missed a land drop, so we're certainly playing it this turn. Am I? Am I playing it this turn? No, I'm a liar. I get this going ASAP. And I'm going to go ahead and Damping Sphere now, I think. Because I'm no longer in a position that if they played Thought-Knot Seer, I could be ahead, I don't think anymore. And hey, look, they still only have 3 mana. God bless. Land would be good here. Untapped land would be good here. Y'all can hear me, right? Someone just asked if I'm muted. Y'all can hear me, though, right? Okay. The reason why I'm not playing a second... Oh, you know what? I messed up. That's a huge punt. I should have left up green-white. I was thinking I couldn't play a second spell anyways, but I could totally play this Dromoka's command on their turn. I could have also equipped this, but I should have tapped Forest plus Darksteel Citadel here is what should have happened. Why did I block the 1 power guy and not the 3 power guy? Because I didn't want them to shoot this? Yeah, let's go with that. Walking Ball plus Collar should be pretty absurd here. So we have this to lock this down. We can just pay 4 mana to put thing on here. If we draw another untapped land, we can equip Basilisk Collar and start pumping counters into this. Just, like, destroy their board. Their best sweeper is All Is Dust usually, too. So, like, All Is Dust doesn't even really accomplish anything on our board. That seems... No, they couldn't have. My Ballista was a 2-2. If they shot my Ballista, I just would have passed. Do you just let this happen? I feel like I'm supposed to skite this. Like, this is why I boarded Spellskite in. I'm going to 7 here, and then I'm going to 3. Oh, you know what? Next turn, I get to go... I get to go equip this. And then Dromoka's command. Put a 1/1 counter on here. This fights this. And then I get to attack for 3. All with wonderful lifelink. Your move, Yugi boy. This is all I got. This is on Arcbound Ravager, so Ravager's not doing much on this board, chat. The attack you and then give up. Can't win, can't win. Alright, that's like a sweet. And you draw the cards your deck is named after. It's really, really good. Or if you draw Steel Overseer. Honestly, just like the fact that Steel Overseer is just so absurd in this deck gives it a lot of legs. Am I going to get my 5-0 square? The people that get 5-0 squares on their bingo card just like look at the lineup we have on the average day. I gained 6 life because Basilisk Collar gives it lifelink for whatever reason. This next one's going to be my last match of the day. Thanks everyone for hanging out through the end. Remember, after I'm done, if you're hungry for more Hogland content, be sure to head on over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Hogan. 100% of my streams get archived there, and I break them up by deck so you can watch just the matches that you care about. Voltaic Servant's been okay. Voltaic Servant's another card that puts your Steel Overseers into overdrive, which is nice, but I don't know if 3 is the right number. 3 feels like a lot. I definitely think that this build without Aether Vial feels light years better than the build with Aether Vial. We played Aether Vial in this archetype last time we played it on stream, and it was dog poop. It felt really, really bad. And this build feels pretty trim. Pretty trim. We have not put Karn into play. Honestly, I wonder if you're just supposed to, like, main deck some Dromoka's commands. Card's pretty flexible. I'm not here to mulligan this hand, chat. There are those of you out there who would consider mulliganing this hand, and you're wrong. Do I stir? I think I stir on 1, though, in case they have a discard spell. So I do think I want to stir on 1 rather than play Hardened Scales. Ooh, could be a mirror match, chat. Ballista is about to earn his pay. God, we hit the land too. There was a chance they were going to be able to keep up here, but we just drew a land, so I'm assuming... Do I play Steel Overseer here? Or do I play Walking Ballista? I'm probably supposed to play Walking Ballista just to ensure nothing crazy happens, right? It's probably just Ballista's the conservative play. I feel like there's sequences where I die to Inkmoth Nexus if I don't play the Ballista here. If they had Galvanic Blast, though, playing the Ballista feels kind of bad. Sure, you have a thing. Deal. Untapped land kills them, right? They should be dead here, right? I haven't done the calculus yet, but feels like they should be pretty dead here. Yeah, but I'm not killing them this turn, right? So this is 3 putting this... I could have killed them, right? This is +3, making this 9. And then if I would have put one more counter over here, I would have killed them. No, because this is only +3, which makes this 9, which means I put 10 counters on here. So I have 18. Because that's how math works. 6 + 3 is 9. Oh, and then this is 10, 11. No, it is exactly lethal. I'm not going to lose to Galvanic. There's no reason to lose to Galvanic Blast. There's no reason to lose to Galvanic Blast. I'm pretty sure this game's unlosable. Let's just, like, not put ourselves dead to Galvanic Blast. There's zero. It does. This has 4 damage marked on it. So it's an 8/8. So when we go to put the Ravager counters onto here, they kill us. I like how we're still playing this game of Magic. On upkeep, they could have Double Blast, and, like, again, it's pretty unlikely that they have Double Blast, but there's no reason to play around it. They don't have any draws in their deck that punish us for playing around it, I don't think. I don't know, MG Flurry, that might be interesting. It's tough to gauge how much revenue something like that would make, because, like, anytime I spend producing content that's not just playing matches of Magic on stream, because, like, I know I make money playing matches of Magic on stream. I know this is desirable content, so there's a certain risk associated with making any other type of content, basically. Yeah, I think Voltaic comes out anytime we're not grinding. I think these 6 cards are easy ins. So that leaves me one more cut. Throne of Geth, maybe? Throne of Geth seems fine. Seems like a fine trim. I want the Welding Jars, so they're going to have, like, Ancient Grudges and stuff post-board. Kind of Apostle Man. Like, anytime I'm making anything that isn't my, like, you're saying do extra, so, like, I could just stream extra my normal stuff that day. I could definitely just start doing more deck breakdowns with my articles would probably be incredibly popular if they were just, here's a deck that we played, here's how I'd sideboard with it. People love sideboarding guides. Maybe I should try and do that. That content is super easy to make and it's super high demand. This hand has a little bit of risk associated with it, but it's got all good cards and it plays Steel Overseer on too, so I think this is worth keeping for sure. Oh no, friendly fire! Somebody save cooldown Max. Somebody save cooldown Max. You're back, cooldown Max, welcome back. Yeah, and there's definitely not anything wrong with that content. I've definitely just like shied away from it because it feels low effort, but it's low effort while simultaneously being high demand. So maybe it's just like good content to make. Low effort, high demand seems like good returns. This is a free attack because if they want to block, that's good for me. You can hit me with some unfriendly fire. Oh gosh, I just clicked through that. Mistakes were made, chat. Alright, I should have tried to draw land too. Alright, we weren't hitting a green source. Alright, let's try again. That's what you're right. That is what you call a cash cow. Low effort, high demand is definitely a good way to do it. This hand is quite good. The monetization of written content is really low, Mertz. Like how much you can monetize through adverts and stuff like that. Like Magic websites that publish Magic content pay a disproportionately more for written content than a lot of other article fields or written content fields because those sites stand to make so much profit from selling Magic cards. Like I'm nowhere near the top paid Magic article writer in the industry, and I make a pretty reasonable amount. Man, are we dead? We're pretty close to dead. I guess I get to start making my things bigger here very soon, so that makes it a lot less dead. And I have Welding Jar to protect this. I'm gonna remember to do that this time. The canopies are both painful and necessary. They are very good. Take that guy off the table, start smacking. You have the Steel Overseer plus the Jars plus the Walking Ballista, I think are going to put us in a position to beat this grid. Yeah, this deck plays white cards because it plays Horizon Canopy. It doesn't play Horizon Canopy because it plays white cards. Yeah, I think that's a pretty reasonable conclusion. If we untap with Overseer again, we're pretty likely to win the game. So they're burning through my other Welding Jar here. I just want to be aggressive here, right? Do I even want to shoot their stuff here? I feel like I don't. Do I want to shoot this one? I kind of want to shoot this one, right? Why would I shoot the Ravager? Start with the Ravager? I guess I can clean most of their board out here, huh? Yeah, that's true. Oh, I could try and draw a third jar. That's pretty smart. Yeah, I should probably do that. And like now if they want to sack to move on to this, I just shoot it again. Just like take a bunch of their artifacts off the table. I think losing the Ballista here is fine with double Overseer. There's a chance we could lose the Ballista next turn anyways. Maybe this is too aggressive, though. There's a non-zero chance this is too aggressive. Thanks, Cam Bam. So, do I want to... I think I shoot this now. I'm gonna wait on the Horizon Canopy, I think. Yeah, sure, Bruce. Go for it. That's actually a pretty good reason to do that. Oh, I messed up. This could have a 1/1 counter on it. It's a mistake on my part. What are my thoughts on Obstruction? It's been sweet in the blue-red Delver deck we've been playing. I think I played this game poorly. I'd have to go back. There's a lot of little things you can do with Walking Ballista, especially against their Arcbound Ravager here. Are they just going to try and two-turn us here? Fairly close to right away, Frenzied Mage. This one will take probably 20 minutes or so because it has to process. No, we had to tap out for that, so this is super aggressive. And I have an Inkmoth of my own here. I didn't miss lethal, right? No, that's fine. And then our Inkmoth can block their Inkmoth, and our Spellskite protects it from dying. I think I messed that sequencing up. Like, I feel like you could go back and like write a short chapter of a book on like the number of sequencing things we could have done that turn. There was a lot there. The core of this deck is very good. The last time we played this deck, it had Aether Vials in it, and it felt really bad. With removing the Aether Vials and kind of trimming the fat around the edges, it felt really pretty clean. Cards that I think are suspect, looking at this configuration, that I would be interested in making sure they're optimal. These 7 cards. I feel like this here, these 35 cards, I feel like this is like the core of this deck. These are like the cards that I feel like these are the uncuttables. These are the cards you're playing if you're playing this archetype. These are the cards that define the archetype. I think there's a good chance this Gavony Township is greedy as all get out. I think I would, honestly, I think if you want another utility land in this deck, I would probably play a Inkmoth Nexus as another artifact land, so to speak, another threat, before I played this card. Honestly, I think if you want these Dromoka's commands in the sideboard, you should just be happy with your 8 utility lands and your 18 lands, and this should be another Razorverge Thicket. I think this being Gavony Township is absurd, and I think Dromoka's command is good, and you should just play 8 green-white dual lands and be happy with it. The rest of the list feels really trim. This one Path to Exile feels weird, but I get it. It's just like another removal spell with these. Ethersworn Canonist is really kind of sweet in this deck. It's basically one-sided, right? Like, this card's supposed to be fair because it's symmetrical, but this card says each player who's cast a non-artifact spell can't cast additional non-artifact spells. So, like, most of our deck is artifacts, so we're still going to be able to play multiple cards a turn with this card. I don't know if I have really good suggestions for what I would try in these other slots. We never really drew Evolutionary Leap, and we never really drew Karn. I feel like both these cards are pretty sweet against decks like Jeskai and Mardu and Green-Black, like the interactive decks, which I feel like might be a place where this archetype kind of struggles. So I feel like having this kind of effect in the main deck is probably pretty reasonable. That being said, I think there's a good chance that one of these two cards is better than the other. And I think that I would figure out which of these two cards is better and play more of that one. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the better one, just because it's cheaper. Ghost Quarter in the mana base is interesting. You could play Ghost Quarter with this, because with Darksteel Citadel, it's pseudo-fixing, so it'd still be a pseudo-colored source. I actually don't hate that. I think if you want more utility lands, playing a Ghost Quarter in this slot seems pretty reasonable. We did finish 5-0, Totos. But yeah, so these are the slots I would play with. I'm signing off for the day. If you didn't catch all of this, if you're a sub, you can watch it on my Twitch VODs right now. If you're not a sub, it should be live on YouTube 20 to 30 minutes from now. I'm going to get it uploading now, and my internet is super fast. God bless fiber. Shout out to my boy. I'm not saying that. It's supposed to sound like a dirty word, I bet. Thank you, Love Aliens, for the 5-month resubscription. Thank you, everyone, for the subs and resubs. Y'all are the reason that I'm able to be here. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time with more Modern action, as well as Friday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'll catch everyone around later. We got the 5-0. When people ask us what our last 5-0 is, we'll not